I had a mom tell me the other day, I'm just mad all the time. All the time I'm ticked right off all the time. And I was like, good for you for admitting it. And this is something sometimes moms really go through, is just feeling mad all the time. Let's dive into why. Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm Rachel. I'm an authorized language of listening coach, certified baby and toddler sleep consultant. I'm a routine mentor to moms to help moms create peaceful family routines so they don't want to run away from home. I'm a mom of 5, and I got a lot to say about this topic. Boy, howdy, let's dive in. So the first reason that you're just mad all the time, or you're just like low-key, always frustrated, is because you're just past the point. It's like everybody has a point, and when you're getting close to it, it's like a little tough, but you're coping. And then when you get past the point, you're just done. And if you stay past the point and you don't have anything that replenishes you and refreshes you and brings you back, you're just over the point. It's kind of like your car ran out of gas and now you're still trying to drive it and it's sputtering, or it's just broke down on the side of the road. And you're just like, what do you want from me? The car's like, we're not going anywhere. Hate it. This is what it feels like when you're past the point. So if you're just finding yourself mad or angry and you know it's not just kind of hormonal, then it could be that you're just past the point and that you need to find some ways and some things that replenish you that'll bring you back over. The second reason that you can find yourself just mad or angry all the time is if you're just exhausted. Just take an inventory. Are you getting enough rest? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you able to sleep? Are you having trouble sleeping? Is there a little human keeping you from sleeping? Are you past the point at which your little human should be sleeping and they're not, and now you're obsessed with their sleep and your sleep, or the lack of sleep? When we don't get enough sleep, we're angry. This goes for babies. It goes for literally people of every age. If you're just feeling exhausted, you're going to be frustrated. You're not going to be able to take sounds. You're not going to be able to take any kind of random little interruption. You're not going to be able to take slight kinks in the schedule. Slight inconveniences become real issues. Somebody being mildly annoying becomes like really difficult to take when we're in this state of exhaustion. And so we know the key to exhaustion is sleep. So there's just no way around it. And if you're like, I can't get any more sleep, then I want to tell you that unless there's some actual medical reason why you can't, that you can. You can. There's a lot of ways that you can begin to get more sleep, that you can prioritize it. Now, it might mean you're having to sacrifice other things. You might have to sacrifice some things to get enough sleep. But would it be worth it if you found yourself back being more peaceful? I think you would say that it would. The third reason moms can get so angry all the time, when I see moms who are just super angry a lot, and this is no judgment, this can literally happen to anyone, it's why I made a video. But the third reason that this can happen is because moms just don't know what their boundaries are. So if you don't even know what your boundaries are, if you're like, I don't know, then you're not going to be able to keep them. And when you're not able to hold your boundaries or build a life, and by boundary, I mean just the limits that you have that just exist. It's like if you think of a boundary line on properties, it's just there. It doesn't move. It doesn't move based on the day. It just is. And this is how our boundaries are, right? So I use this example a lot, but if we're talking about sleep, your boundary might be you need 8 hours. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter. Your body, that's what your body needs. It doesn't matter if you have a newborn. It doesn't matter if you don't. Like, that's what your body needs. It doesn't change. And so if you don't know what your boundaries are, then you're not able to respect them and honor them in many different areas of life. And you're just going to feel overrun. You're going to feel violated. You're going to feel like everything else is coming to get you. It's trying to take and suck from you. And that is a sign that people or things, situations, your routine, your family life, whatever, your kids, they're crossing over your boundaries and it's making you mad. Anger is a signal something is wrong. And so while we often can get angry and then we feel guilty and then we're like, I'm so bad I was angry. And none of us want to angerize our emotion, make everything anger. We certainly don't want to dump out our anger on our kids. But being angry is not wrong, right? It's normal. Actually, we should use anger as a signal. Something's not right. And instead of making ourselves feel bad about it, we need to figure out what's not right and we need to fix it. You may have heard me talk about before, but I wrote a book on, just in general, on boundaries called If Mama Ain't Happy, Why Minding Healthy Boundaries is Good for Your Whole Family. And you can get that at the link below or anywhere books are sold. But I really, in this book, go into how to even figure out what your boundaries are. How to even know how to honor them. Is it selfish? Am I somehow not able to serve and love my kids if I have boundaries? Or are boundaries kind of just like the rules we make for other people? No, boundaries are just the limits that we have and need to be okay. And so if you don't really know what I'm talking about here, I encourage you to get my book, If Mama Ain't Happy, and let me know in the comments if it helps. The fourth reason that you're angry all the time, or you're frustrated, or just mad all the time is because your nerves might be shot. Your nerves might be fried, right? So it could be that your nervous system has just had it. Maybe there's a lot of noise. Maybe there's a lot of lights. There's a lot of sound. If you have a history of trauma, traumatic events, if you've had a difficult marriage, if you've had traumatic moves, if you have had situations where your child had serious medical issues, you were in the hospital, you had a traumatic delivery, all of these different things that can cause a lot of stress. And especially if you are in a situation that's ongoing and not getting fixed, or it's just not over. A traumatic birth ends, right? Whereas if it's something like an abusive marriage, or it was something like money problems, or an ongoing medical diagnosis with one of your children, this doesn't end. And so you're still going through it. And when we're in this heightened level of stress, our nervous system is just on high. We're pumping all these stress hormones, right? And this also means that anything, I can tell when I begin to be stressed, because like lights will bother me, or sounds, like on the fan, what do you call the strings that you do the lights, like you're laying in bed, it's like ding, 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 and you're like, I'm gonna kill somebody. My nerves. This happens whenever I've allowed myself to get to a place where my nerves are shot and I haven't gone back and done the things that help me, crying, journaling, praying, dealing with whatever the root of that issue is, getting to the bottom of it. So I would say if you're angry a lot, it could be that your nerves are fried. So don't shame yourself for being angry, right? We just want to go down and get to the root of why our nerves are fried, and that's where we want to take action. The fifth reason that moms can be angry and that they just feel so frustrated, and this is what breaks my heart when moms really get so hard on themselves about their anger. This is why this point is why this bothers me, this fifth point. And that is, you could be angry all the time because something is not right and your body is not letting you forget it. Okay, so this is why we have intuition. We have warning signs. We have warning signals where our body is like, something is wrong. Something's wrong. Something not good is happening. It ain't good. Ain't good, people. Ding, ding. Oh, you thought you were going to go to sleep? Wake up. Something bad's going on. And so, yes, sometimes this can be anxiety, but sometimes anxiety is also a signal that something is going on that shouldn't be, and we need to do something about it. So if you start to feel angry, you're feeling like you're just like often feeling this way and you're so frustrated, I just want you to sit down, give yourself grace and think, is something going on? Did you say working? Is there some part of life I'm not okay with? I don't like it. I do not like this. It could be, and I've heard a lot recently, like of kids just like biting, hitting, pulling hair, each other, their mom, just, and just relentlessly, and the mom's like, I feel bad. And I've heard this a lot. So if you're listening and you're like, was that me? No, it wasn't you. Honestly, I've heard this. It's like I go through themes where I hear from quite a few moms on a similar issue. And they hate it. They're like, I'm not okay with this. I'm actually not okay that this child that I love is hurting me. But, I'm sure it's just something I did. It's like, actually, it's okay to not like it. It's okay that it's not okay. And you can say, this isn't going to work for me. We're not going to go this direction. It ain't going to work for me that every time I take my child to preschool, they throw down and run away. It's not going to work for me. It's not a good situation, right? For me, for them, anybody. So instead of feeling all this shame and guilt that's making you stressed, this is where you just say, this is not working. Instead of trying to make ourselves better by saying, it's okay, it'll pass, I'm just feeling anxious and I just shouldn't feel anxious, or talking ourselves down, making ourselves wrong. What we should say is, okay, I'm not okay with this situation. It ain't going to work for me. Not cool with it. We're not doing that. So what is it, some things that I can do so this doesn't happen? How can I better support myself, better support my child? Is there a change that needs to be made so this doesn't happen? What can I do? Because this thing that's happening, it ain't going to fly. And I'm not going to make myself live with something that I hate. And I'm not going to let my child keep doing something they hate or that makes them feel bad. Well, okay, what can we do? There must be some way. So I encourage you, if you're feeling this sense of I'm always angry, I'm always sad, I'm always frustrated, instead of beating yourself up, making yourself wrong, making yourself feel guilty, just own it. Just be like, yep, I'm angry because I'm not okay with this. 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 And I'm not okay with this. They're not okay. They're just not. And if you say it like that, you probably find if you repeated some of these things to someone else and said, I'm not okay with that, they'd be like, yeah, well, I'm not okay with that either. Why would you be? No. And then you can go from that into problem solving, into what they would call in language of listening, into the possibilities. Okay, well, maybe I don't have to live with that. Well, there must be something I could do that I could make it better. There must be some way to make it better. And then that's when you get that kind of a feeling of energy that allows you to make other choices or other decisions, or to rework some things to help. So I just want to encourage you, if you're in that place where you're always mad and you're always ticked, to not make yourself wrong, because that's going to make you more mad. But instead say, yeah, maybe get a journal, write it. Here's all the things I'm not okay with. These things that make me mad, they're not good. And they shouldn't all be directed at you. It could be situational, Or not like, I'm mad because I'm not perfect. I'm mad because I'm not. No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I mean the situations and the boundaries that are being crossed, they're going to make you mad no matter if you like it or not. And so you can get through those and get into the place where you can make some changes so you're just not always so upset. So if this video resonated with you, I really encourage you to check out my next video on why modern moms are miserable, because I hope that'll help you take some things, it'll flip some light bulbs on, and you'll go, I don't have to live like that. I'll see you in my next video.